today I wanted to talk to you about a learning lesson that I'm so proud of myself for realizing today. so, your body compensates for a lot of it. And so, my body kind of like turned inwards and basically tried to compensate for it. And so, that was like your way of like your body saying like I'm going to help you walk, because like prior to that it's just your body functions in a certain kind of way. And so dealing with that all my life, but mind you, I'm in the body, and so I didn't know that. So I was going through my healing with rheumatoid arthritis, and God has been healing me, so I can officially say that rheumatoid arthritis, I am healed from it. But um, there are moments where, like, if anything, like any kind of irritation, like if you mess with anything, it gets inflamed. So I don't deal with rheumatoid arthritis symptoms, but with the knee, if I mess with it, it could get inflamed with anything. Like if you exercise, your body gets inflamed too much. So, going through the healing process, I used to wear a lot of knee braces. Now, not at all. So, back in the day, I had to wear knee braces because knee braces represented an injury. So, I was supporting myself with this knee brace. And at that moment, I was just like, yay, because, I I was still able to have life, um but also represented something. So, and sometimes, and what I'm realizing is that healing can be painful. And let me let you know about that. Like within all aspects of life, like a lot is just like healing, just going back to trauma, going back to situations, even with having a surgery, and then that healing process can be painful. So it's just like, you know, pain doesn't necessarily mean that it's like a bad thing. It's just it's a necessary thing that needs to happen for the healing to occur. So for me, God has been working on my healing and alignment. So, like I said, He healed the rheumatoid arthritis, but my body still wasn't in alignment, and so I used the massage gun to kind of like function it back to like to how it's supposed to be. And I do this like every day. And I was talking to God, and I was like, God, why can't you just heal me? Why do I have to go through this process? And hi everybody, why? So I wanted him to just go ahead and heal me, right? And he can't do that, and he will do that. But for me, he's saying like, I have a learning lesson for you. Hi, for those who have joined. He's like, I have a learning lesson for you. So, my knee, if he automatically just heals me with the knee, which he can do, then I wrote it down here so I wouldn't forget. That going to be something lost in that, in the healing, because he's teaching me something, right? And for me, he's teaching my mindset. So I automatically say that pain is a bad thing. But for my knee, in this situation, he's taking his time for me to heal, because again, I was telling you guys that my body's out of alignment. So if I have that necessary heal, then I'm going to have to go through a lot of pain. And if I go through a lot of pain, then I'm going to blame God. Like, God, why are you putting me through this? And that's not the case. It's just like, that's what needs to happen for in order for me to have the um, automatic healing for the knee. But what he's been doing with me is like adjusting, like having me to get in alignment slowly but surely. And when he was doing it that way, um, I didn't feel pain. So I was like so happy. I was in progress of like, yeah, I'm healing. My knee is healing. But then I didn't like the time that it took to get there. I'm like, God, can you like hurry up and heal my knee? But he was like, no, you have to learn in this. And today or yesterday, I should say, my knee started to hurt really bad, and I got so mad at God. Case in point, right? Like I'm blaming God for this. Um, I'm asking. I was One of the prayers was like, Lord, can you just heal my knee? Right? I was like, can you just heal it? And then, in order for it to be healed, I have to have my body in this alignment. And mind you, my body's not used to the alignment. So in essence, it's like it's the word that I'm looking for. It is not able to support me, right? Because if my body's used to being a certain kind of way and I'm trying to be this way, is not going to support it. So for me, I have to put back on the knee brace. And remember, the knee brace represented injury. But God was like, no, no, no. I was going through the whole healing process. I was like, Lord, like I thought you said that I was healed. And he was like, you are healed. But now you have to continuously stand on the word of like, you're healed, you're healed, you're healed. Even if you feel the pain, you have to be like, no, I'm healed. God says I'm healed. And I was just like, that is so true. So when I changed my mindset, my whole thing, like everything changed. It was like, wait a minute, knee, you're already healed. You're healed, like you're walking in. I created my body for what I've been praying for. But that also goes with just in general with healing with anything. It's just like sometimes he doesn't heal you all the way right away because he knows what you can handle. And sometimes you feel like, oh, I can handle it. But like, you're talking to God. Like, God knows what you can handle. And when it comes to like pain, like, he's not going to give you more than you can handle. And that makes so much more sense now. And I'm so sorry that has happened to you. Better comment. He wouldn't give you more than he can handle because he knows that, like, he was like, I don't want you to be mad at me, which I did, right? I was like, Lord, why? But also just what your body can handle. And that was the case in point with my knee. My knee couldn't handle a full healing. It had to be slow. I'm going to reveal a certain part of your inner, like the pain that you've been hiding away that you don't know. Like, I'm going to reveal it to you so that you can heal from it, so that you can be the person that I created you to be. Because in essence, we were created. God has a purpose for each one of us, but the ways of the world, the way that the enemy attacks our identity, we develop these self-protection mechanisms that causes us to not be who God created us to be. So if it goes back to like that, like that's why God takes his time with, and that just goes with my knee. So now my knee is in a knee sleeve. To me, that represents, like, at first it just represented that, whole woe is me, because I was like, now I'm going backwards, but really it's not going backwards. I'm going forward because I'm no longer in injury. I am in recovery. So I just wanted to share that thought. And until next time, I hope that you guys have a blessed one. Bye.